Hey everybody. Today I want to talk about surprising stuff that I've discovered in Japan that nobody told me about and I didn't see anywhere online. Now, I've done my research about Japan. I knew they spoke Japanese. I knew they ate sushi. I knew they had trains and bidets. So I was basically an expert. But here's some stuff that nobody talks about. The first one, let's just jump into it. The big one that's just made me question a lot of things is their food safety or lack thereof compared to America. And I noticed this when I went to the grocery store and I saw all their cooked foods just sitting out. I'm like, all right, maybe they just cooked it. Cool, cool. But then I'm noticing when I go into the grocery store later, nah, they just leave it there all day. Now, it's not everything. Some stuff, potato salad, refrigerated, sushi, refrigerated, but then tempura, not refrigerated, or pastas, not refrigerated, and all sorts of other cooked stuff and bentos. A lot of people have a lot of different views on this, on their food safety in Japan, which nobody had told me about before I came out here. I thought I knew about this stuff pretty okay. Another one is, of course, as a Westerner, I need my bread sometimes. And I've noticed that they don't really serve up bread the same way that you would expect in an American grocery store. In an American grocery store, you can buy a big old loaf. But in Japan, they section it up into much smaller portions. They're serving this in packs of two slices for like $1. Oh, I just wanted a loaf of bread. Hey, for the record, the bread is good. Another one, and this one has to do about the grocery store itself, is the way that they do baskets and carts. Now they have these little tiny carts, and then they have the normal little baskets that you carry around that you put onto the cart. You're not filling up your car, generally. Alright, here's something that I didn't know about before I came to Japan. And I guess if you're a tourist, it doesn't really matter if you're just here for like a week or something. But if you got other things that you need to plug in, like a computer or more powerful electronics, usually they're going to use 3 plugs. But in Japan, they don't have a third plug. Instead, they use this ground wire. And the way that you do it is you screw it in, you lift up this flap, and then you screw it in there like this extra ground. And that's how they do it. So you can get extension cords and stuff like that that'll give you the ground wire. And then you can plug in your 3-pronged, if it's a proper one with a 3-pronged attachment, you can plug it into that. So most people don't have to deal with it. I do. Let's say you have an extension cord or electronics that you're plugging into this that's more powerful, that you need a ground for. If you try and unplug it, it's a huge pain because you have to unscrew the whole thing and then take it out. They need to just add the 3rd prong like America, and then it would be so much easier. Actually, for the longest time, I didn't even know that the 3rd prong was for ground. I thought it was just because it needed more juice or something, because you only saw it on more powerful electronics. But no, it's just the ground, so you don't electrocute yourself. Okay, so toilets in Japan, everybody knows about the bidet. It's kind of a basic thing everybody learns about. Japan's crazy about their toilets. But the thing that I didn't know about before coming out here was their little sink on the back of the toilet. And the way that it works is that when you flush, first off, tons of water goes into the toilet. Crazy. But then this is how it fills up the back of the toilet. So it's a place to wash your hands on the back of the toilet, right there. And then they reuse it for the flush water. Nobody ever told me this. Alright, here's a surprising thing about locks in Japan. To lock it, in America, we turn it this way, right? But here, that won't lock. See? Not locked. But here, you have to turn it the opposite way. Same with opening it. I always thought locks were just mechanical. They worked one way. Well, they are mechanical. But I thought they were all just kind of based on the same fundamental operation. But I guess they got something else going on in Japan. Alright, let's talk about lights. The way that lights work is that you take them with you when you leave an apartment, like the main lights. And they go into these slot into these ceiling slots. And what they use are these big LED platters. And you can get different ones with different functions. At first I got these normal ones, but then I got fancier ones for the main room that I can work with an app on my phone. So you can control like the temperature of the light and how bright it is, or put into like night mode. And you can also control each of them separately if you want to, or bundle them, which I kind of like. I like this light system that they have going on. It's not all the lights, but the main ones in all the rooms are working like this. So, who knew? Who knew? Nobody told me. They use a ton of water. A ton of water. And I want to show you just how much water they use. This is, hold up, this is a normal toilet flush. Ready for this? 1 foot. Hands are off. Look at that. They don't give a shit about water. What the? Alright. Yeah. Since we're in the bathroom, here's another thing about Japan that nobody talks about. Nobody talks about how their toilet paper is really long. Look how long this is until the break. You know, the natural break in it? It's like double as long as in America. I thought maybe it's just this brand of toilet paper, but then I noticed they got these little jaggedy things so you can cut it off earlier. So this is just kind of how they do it. Because I also have, don't ask me why I have this. I have a toilet roll from the hotel that I was staying in, and I checked, and this also has really long toilet paper. This also has the break way up here. It's not very good toilet paper. It's super thin, but... So it's not just this one that I happen to get. I think it's just how Japan does their toilet paper for some reason. So I just got a new washer. And in the process, I learned quite a bit about how Japan does their washers. First off, they don't do hot water generally. The one I got does. It does hot water and also has a heat pump for drying your laundry, which is also, they don't really do. Instead, they do it in the bathroom. The bathroom, bathroom, it doubles as a dryer. So they have a panel on the outside where you can dry or ventilate. Ventilate's normal, but you can dry and dehumidify. And it turns it on in here. And I turned this on at one point when I first got here, and I left it, came back like a half an hour later, and the entire room was crazy hot. So it's just like the whole room becomes a dryer. And I guess you can also turn it on to help reduce mold and stuff like that, or after your showers. And then they also hang clothes outside on like the patio. Another thing that they do, so if your washing machine is like a cheaper washing machine and it can't do hot water, they'll run a hose from the bathtub into the washer for like, I guess, lukewarm water or 40C water. Instead of this can get up to 60C, which you can't get out of your tub, I don't think. Look at this. Look at this furniture. Somebody has put this out to be collected. And the thing is, like, this is a nice little drawer, whatever you call it. Doesn't look IKEA, I don't think. But the thing is, even if somebody puts this out, you can't take it. You can't take it. You'll be accused of thievery, even though they're throwing it away. So I just have to let it go. Because I would take this drawer thing and put it in the apartment. Because why not? But here you can't do it. So it's against the rules. In Japanese, like rules. It's just how things are. Shogunai ne. I've heard that some people, some foreigners, will get caught trying to take stuff like this because it's so normal in like America. But then they get accused of thievery and all sorts of stuff, and everybody has a conniption over it. It's like, you're throwing it away though, bro? How to cut fish. I want to teach you how to cut it. You put a knife to it. Then you start from the back. This is very important. And then in one sawing motion, you cut it. Beautiful? Let me repeat. One sawing motion. And you want to really push down. You want to leave your fingerprints and really push down. That way, you know it's nice and firm. Look at that. Oh wow, a big plate of fish. Raw fish. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, yum, yum.